the way that we do work, it's changing. There is still a need for storytelling. There's still a need for professional video. There's still a need for you in this work, but the things that maybe you became really great at aren't as needed as much. If you love this work, then part of what you need to work on is thinking through how can you best show up and serve your clients. When I think about running a business, one of the best things that I did from the very beginning was I plugged myself into a community. I didn't want to do this alone. I kind of knew that I probably couldn't do it by myself. And wherever you're at in your video business journey, if you've been doing it for 20 years and you're super successful, or you're just starting out and you know nothing, connecting with other creatives, business owners, video people that are for you and that want your success, it's one of the best gifts that you can give to yourself. For me, when I look at 2025 and the things that I want to accomplish next year, or the things that I've accomplished over the years, having people in my life that are willing to hold me accountable has been one of the most valuable things. Hey, what's up, friend? Welcome to the final episode of the Grow Your Video Business podcast show. Okay, it's the final episode of the year. Guys, calm down. Everybody I know, it's like tears started welling up and all the things. Well, hey, if this is your first episode, welcome. And I'm Ryan Coral. I'm the host of this show, and I am really glad that you're here. If you're a returning guest, listener, friend, welcome back, and welcome to the end of the year. It's crazy. 2024, the plot. That was kind of what my kids taught me at the end of last year as we were getting ready for this year. You know, I do this show, quick little introduction here. I do this show, if you're a video production business owner, or you're a freelance filmmaker, or you're just a creative and you want to learn more about sales, marketing, mindset, operations, how to run and grow and scale a business, this is the show where we talk about all of that stuff. And I have the privilege of being the host. I've been running my own video production business for over 20 years, and through plenty of trial and error and failing forward and all that, I've got a few things that I want to share. And 400 plus episodes later, here we are. So I am hopeful that you will take away something that you can learn from, apply in your own life or business, and that makes me happy. That's why I do this show. I get a lot of fulfillment out of this. It's very fun. If you don't have a show and you're like an out loud processor, this is a great format, especially with my guests. I get to take notes as I sit at the feet of these amazing experts in their own fields. And then I get to ask the questions, and I get to kind of fumble out loud and don't tell them this, but I get like free consulting from all of these guests. It is pretty amazing. So anyway, welcome to the Grow Your Video Business world. If this is your first time here, I have a free workshop, and I'll talk a little bit more about this later as we look forward into 2025. But I have a workshop. It is called 10X Filmmaker, and 10X Filmmaker is a whole community where we have lots of master classes and ongoing coaching and all sorts of things. But I've built just a snippets, a little workshop where you can actually learn some things to help you scale in your own business. So I invite you to check that out, and you can learn more by going to studiosherpas.com/10xfilmmaker. It's totally free. You get access there, watch the workshop, and thank me later for all of the amazing nuggets that get dropped there. Kidding, not kidding, sort of kidding. Okay. This is my favorite time of the year to reflect, to be thankful, to think about what's coming up next year, get excited about the things, lick some of our wounds, and I'll come right out and say it. I'm not the most optimistic person I know, but I might be the most optimistic person you know. The glass is always half full, and I don't know where that comes from. It's the way that I'm wired. I just can't shake it. It is what it is. My best friends are the coolest guys in the world, but they're also a little bit glad when I say something like, things aren't going that great right now. They're like, what? What are you talking? Oh my gosh, what's going on, Ryan? Like, we've never heard you say that before. You are human. They're just glad that I get to experience some of the same emotions and feelings that they have, I think, more frequently than I. Whatever. It's not good, better, worse, whatever. It's probably a lot less stressful to be wired how I am. So I guess I'm thankful for that. But I will say that through some observation this year and reflection over the past few years, it has been really challenging since the pandemic. I mean, the pandemic obviously presented its own challenges, and then trying to rebuild, 2021 was a really good year considering what happened in 2020. And then 22 and 23, and even like parts of 24, I finally felt like there were some glimmers of hope. Like some of the clients that we've worked with quite a bit, some of them came back and were like, okay, we're ready to work on some new projects. And I was like, thank goodness, where have you been? I don't know if you've experienced that, but I coach a lot of filmmakers in this space, a lot of people that are wanting to grow in revenue, not just freedoms, but also, make more money. And we've hit 7 figures multiple times in just our production company. That is not my checkbook or savings account. It's the revenue of the company. And that's before expenses and all that stuff. We're not going to hit it this year. We're pretty close. I think we're like 80% of the way there. But that's a big difference. And from what we set out as our goal, what we, try to budget and what we hope to generate. And when we don't hit it, it's like, oh man. And, it's been like that. Clients that we're used to working with have gone silent. Budgets. We've done some very large projects this year. So this isn't me whining or complaining. This is me really just trying to take an honest assessment of the state of video production and our usefulness in it, and then insert AI and all of the things, Opus AI and Syllabi and all of these apps that help people create more video content without having to even show up on video. It's weird. I mean, am I right? It is a weird time. But I just want you to know that everything isn't all sunshine, rainbows, glitter, and all the things on the Tell Studios production side. We've had plenty of challenges. And I am hopeful, right? This is how I'm wired again. I'm hopeful that next year it's going to change. There are going to be some things that they're trending in the right way. And I'm seeing that with current clients and also some new potential clients. I think with the political stuff and, the presidential campaigns and all that, like that's done, that's behind us. So I think that is helpful. So I'm very much looking forward to next year. What it's also doing for me, though, I mean, if you followed along and heard how I've been thinking and processing about stuff, I think the way that we do work, not even I think, it's like, it's changing. There is still a need for storytelling. There's still a need for professional video. There's still a need for you in this work, but the things that maybe you became really great at aren't as needed as much. And if you love this work, then part of what you need to do, part of what you need to work on is thinking through how can you best show up and serve your clients. And so in the past, when we launched Tell Studios in 2012, we set out to create these beautiful brand films that would create emotional connections with our clients. And those have been some of my most favorite projects ever. Like these beautiful interviews and beautiful B-roll and, very inspiring pieces. Those are always so fun. In the meantime, because of a number of things, but with the advent of AI in marketing today, I think everybody's sort of thinking like, oh gosh, we can create so much content, and we can create so much more content. We can scale our content if we use these apps, and maybe I do show up on video, but let the AI apps repurpose and, do all sorts of editing that is not that good. I mean, it's crazy what it can do. And some of it is like, wow, like that's pretty good. But for the most part, not having an editor or a storyteller or a producer or a guide just makes some of the stuff or a lot of the stuff fall flat. And our clients, at least in my world, most of them aren't experts in marketing. Certainly we work with marketing teams and they are experts in their own right, but they hire us because they're not experts in video. So there is still a need for people and for experts in these different fields and in this work. So to think that, AI is here and it's stealing our jobs, it's making some parts of our jobs easier, and it's definitely allowing people to do more things on their own that they couldn't do before. But if you notice the kind of content that people are creating, a lot of it looks and feels the same, and it doesn't stand apart, and it isn't really soulful, to use our tagline, video with soul. And that's why I think documentary is like so important. And I didn't come on this episode to just talk about the importance of our work, but also our work is important. But I also want us to be thinking about, okay, what are the things that I need to be doing and preparing and learning? What softwares, what technology should I be learning if you want to stay relevant, if you want to keep doing this work, if you want to set yourself apart from the others? There's work to do. And we're doing that work. Our mastermind, this is a lot of our conversation. Some of the classes inside of 10X Filmmaker, these are the focus points. These are some of the masterclass topics that we're discussing. And, there's so much stuff. This week, Sora and Gemini both released their ability to where you can screen share. And I watched a video the other day. It was showing a guy how to create this After Effects effect. And it was telling him step by step. So instead of watching a YouTube video where somebody tells you to do this, he was sharing his screen. He said, hey, I want the text to shake. And it's like, okay, yeah, cool. Yeah, so you're going to open this and do that. I'm like, oh my gosh, it even sounds like a person. So it is wild. It's wild what the technology is doing. There is a huge opportunity for us to learn it and to leverage it for ourselves, for our own marketing, but also for our clients. And my hope is that we are learning and we're not stuck in the past. When I first got into this industry 20 years ago, I went to a local videographers association meetup, and half of the guys had been in this group since its inception, 20 years before that. And the other half were probably 5 years or newer. And the kind of gear that the guys from 20 years before had was huge, obsolete. Like there were new cameras and new technology, everything is smaller and cheaper and all these things. And these guys just they didn't want to keep up with it. They thought it was dumb. They didn't think it was going to last. They made fun of it, all of the things. I don't want to become that today. I don't want to ever become that person. I always want to be learning and growing. So as I reflect and think about 2024 and some of the challenges that we face, I am also really thankful for what these patterns are teaching me. And I was going to open with this story, but here we are already halfway through this episode. I wanted to talk about the importance of community. And I know you've heard me talk about this, but the story that I wanted to share was in 2016. This was another time where things were really challenging. I think the most challenging financially besides maybe 2012. I've had a couple of these throughout my career. And 2016, we were sitting down, my wife and I were sitting down with these two other couples that we moved to this small town in Metro Detroit to kind of live life on purpose with these other two families, to try to raise our kids and just let life overlap, whether that was intentionally trying to get our kids at the same elementary school or playing the same sports or just being involved in similar activities so that we could love each other, but also love our neighborhood. We just knew it would be easier to love a neighborhood if we did it with some other weirdos instead of just us trying to. We took my 9-year-old and I went to drop some Christmas gifts off, and my wife baked some bread, and we have some new neighbors, and we dropped this thing off, and the lady was kind of like, she's like, wow. She's like, thank you. Do you guys go to church or something? Because I just don't. I'm not sure anybody else that would like be nice and drop. Like there are plenty of nice people in the world. They don't all go to church. But my point is that we moved to this town to do life together, and we're sharing our lives with these people, and the wins and the losses, the good stuff and the bad stuff. And we were sitting around this table, and financially, the business, I didn't know, it was not good. It was dire. I didn't have jobs coming up. I think I collected all the money that we could collect. And I think my line of credit was totally tapped, and we were sharing in the circle, and it came around to me, and I just started crying. And if you know me, you're like, okay, yeah, big surprise, start crying. Like, what happened? Did somebody look at you the wrong way? I don't cry when but I cry easily. I have for better or worse, a very soft heart. But I'm crying because I'm just like, I just feel broken. I feel lost. I feel like I've prayed this prayer for so many months of like, God, if this is the work that you want me to do, like, where are the results? Where's the dollars in my bank account? Where are the jobs and the inquiries and all of the things that I think should be coming along with this? And I wasn't seeing any of it. And I'm just pouring my heart out to our friends. And Andrea knew this was not the first time she's hearing me share this stuff. And yeah, I'm looking at my friends through my, tear-filled eyes, and they just said, dude, like, Ryan, Andrea, if you need help, like, we are here. We're committed to, being this family that's not really a family, but we're committed to each other, and we'll help you pay for groceries, or we'll help you pay your mortgage or whatever. Like, this is what families do. And that was a defining moment in my life. I love that story. I mean, it just means so much to me to know that we have a community of friends that care about us like that. And it's not just lip service, but they have stepped in the gap for us, and just have loved us well. And when I think about running a business, one of the best things that I did from the very beginning was I plugged myself into a community. I didn't want to do this alone. I kind of knew that I probably couldn't do it by myself. And wherever you're at in your video business journey, if you've been doing it for 20 years and you're super successful, or you're just starting out and you know nothing, connecting with other creatives, business owners, video people, people that are for you and that want your success, it's one of the best gifts that you can give to yourself. So as we close out this year, I think that is one of my biggest hopes for you, is that you could experience that. Today, I mean, I've got this amazing community of people that live in close proximity to us, that love us, support us, that are our family. And that's an amazing gift, and I don't take that for granted. But also, it doesn't stop there. Ryan, there's more. But wait, there's more. The video community, I mean, I'll go a little broader than that. The community of friends that I have in business that would do, I think, almost anything for me. It is large. And then the video community that I have, the people that have been around for a long time that want me to succeed, that don't hold anything back. I have been so just in awe that other people could see past competition and would want to see me thrive in this work. And I know that that is a gift. And so to be a part of this community and to have this education brand where I get to coach and work with other filmmakers and creatives, I mean, this is a huge gift. But I will say that through working with hundreds and hundreds or thousands of people in this space, it's like community is the one thing that most people don't really have. And they might think that they have it, but I think I've gotten to experience like real community, like where people are willing to not just, tell you what you want to hear, but get in your face, challenge you, help you out however they need, or just hold space. That's a new phrase that I've learned this year, hold space. Or somebody who just listen and just love you either way. What's that new trend? We listen and we do not judge. Is that what it is? So going into next year, if you have listened to me for any length of time, you know this is like one of my biggest heartbeats, which is why I spend time in this, because like building a community, this is so fun and so fulfilling. I've been able to connect so many people with each other. So not only am I getting stuff out of this, but I'm seeing other people connect and grow and challenge and do all of those same things. So I want to extend that invitation to you to get plugged in. There are free ways to do it. There are paid ways to do it. The free ways are pretty much like, hey, you're really on your own to make this happen. If you have a harder time making that happen, there are things that you can do that cost money, but might get you there faster. Things like the mastermind, which we're launching our next cohorts here in a week or two. I don't know the exact date that this is coming out. In middle of the year, we're probably gonna take more people for another mastermind group. So if you haven't applied yet, go apply. You can do that at studiosherpas.com/mastermind. Learn all about what the mastermind is and apply if it seems like, yeah, this seems interesting. I want to know more. You can apply, then we can have a conversation and I can talk to you more about the mastermind. We've got the free Facebook group currently. That is a great space to just sort of start to get connected. But the deep connections, deep relationships go way past the Facebook group. Seriously, who likes Facebook anyway? I'm on it out of necessity. We do the Onward Summit, which is our in-person event. I'm not doing the Onward Summit in 2025, but I'm trying to think creatively of a couple of different things that I don't want to take the show on the road per se, but I'm sort of thinking about taking kind of the show on the road and being able to meet some of you that haven't been able to make it to Detroit and hang out at our studio for a few days. So that's on my agenda for this upcoming year, is to meet more of you. Hopefully, just let you know that you're not alone in this work. And there is a place where people want you to grow and to thrive. And that's the community that I'm cultivating. 10X Filmmaker is another great space. This is not as intimate as one-on-one coaching or the mastermind, but 10X Filmmaker is it is a community. We do, there's content. So we do monthly masterclasses. I do group coaching calls, and we have like a chat forum that's not Facebook, that's away from Facebook, but it's like our own private thing. So there are ways to get to know other people and to kind of like, dip your toe in the water and just say like, okay, do I like these people? Do I like the vibe here? For me, when I look at 2025 and the things that I want to accomplish next year, or the things that I've accomplished over the years, having people in my life that are willing to hold me accountable has been one of the most valuable things. I've gotten so many more things done because I have accountability in my life. And if you don't have any accountability, holy cow, get some. You can get it here or you can get it somewhere else, but get some. You'll be able to do more, and it might not be perfect, but it'll be done. Done is better than perfect. And if you're anything like me, there are so many things that I want to do that I don't tell anybody about because I don't want to be held accountable, because I'm like, oh gosh, every day I'll hear of another thing that I didn't do, or multiple things that I didn't do. But the things that I think are most important for my business, I want to share those. I want people to hold me accountable to those things, because those are the things that I think are going to be best for my business. So get some accountability, get a community of people that really, really care about you and care about your success, and get involved. You're only going to get out as much as you put in. So if you're in my community, whether that's the Facebook group, or you're an 10X filmmaker, or you're a masterminder, one of the requirements in the mastermind, I always tell people, I'm like, it doesn't really matter if you're just starting out in your business or you've been doing this for 20 years. Wherever you're at, you have something to offer this group. So this isn't just a place to come and bring your questions and get those answered. It's also a place for you to always be listening and figuring out how you can help and how you can serve the people in this group. I'd say it's an equal exchange, except for what ends up happening, I think in most cases, people tend to give more than they receive, which actually helps in the reception. So it's weird how the universe works, but I think that's one of the truest things, and it's one of the most interesting and amazing things to be a part of on a regular basis. I'm in one mastermind that I pay for, and then I'm in two that I lead. So those are. I feel like I'm rambling. Is this an okay episode? Is it fine for me to ramble? I had some notes, to be quite honest. I had some notes. I was going to record this last week and I ran out of time. And then I sat down today. I'm like, where the heck are those notes? So anyway, I wrote some note cards today. I'm like, I talked a little bit about this, a little bit about that. We hit 1 million in downloads for the podcast this year. Doing the Onward Summit, getting to be with so many people in person, so fun. The mastermind community, the 10X filmmaker community, even the Facebook group, man, it is fun to see people adding value in that space. So I'm really excited for next year. It is going to be a great year. A lot is going to change. There's going to be a lot more opportunity, I think, for those that are willing to dig in and to do the work. But I don't think it's going to come as easy as it has in the past. I think with technology and the way that people are thinking about this kind of work, I think there's more value, or a different kind of value that we can bring. And so I'm leaning into that and trying to learn more about that. I've got some time set aside for reflection at the end of this year and the start of next year, where I'm going to be doing some of that. So maybe do that. Take an hour or 4 hours. Don't do it in the same place that you work at. Go to a different space. Yeah. So I'll end here. Okay. Thank you for an awesome year. Thank you for all of your encouragement. So many of you have sent DMs and emails to just say thanks for the show, and you're welcome. It's my pleasure. I feel like, people are like, oh, it's so great that you do this. I'm like, I get a lot out of it. So it's not like totally selfless, and I've built a business around it. So that's pretty cool too. So I am super thankful that I do get to do this, and I'm thankful for your earballs. I think that's what they're called. I'm thankful for my family. Oh my gosh. And I'm thankful for your family, and wherever you're at. My hope is that the people around you are rooting for you, and know that I am too. I want you to be successful. I want you to achieve the dreams and the goals that you are designed to achieve. And if there's something that I can do to help you get there, I want to be able to do that. So if there's something that that I can do, don't hesitate to reach out and let me know what that could be. Thanks for being here. Thanks for listening. Thanks for letting me reflect and drink my decaf coffee. It is decaf this late in the afternoon. Keep climbing, my friend. This work is powerful. It can change lives. It can change communities. And it can be a lot of fun. So no matter where you're at in your journey, we can easily forget how fun it was at one point. And so in some of the freedom that I'm trying to coach people toward. It's to get back to that place where the work is fun again and it doesn't feel so stressful, and you're not having to do all of the things and spin all the plates and not experience the real goodness and what should feel like gratitude because we get to do this work. So thanks for being here. Happy New Year, and I'll see you next year. Okay. Bye for now.